In the last episode we finished off the interior, so in this one we're going to move on to the engine bay. First off, the firewall, it needs a little bit of wiring and some smaller components, and also the wiring to be routed in the correct position. The firewall and all the separate components has been assembled, so I could move on to installing that into the body. It was a bit of a tight squeeze, a bit of a push and pull, but in the end it fit in there perfectly fine and held in by some screws. With that said and done, I could move on to some exterior components. First off, starting with the hood, I needed to install a couple of small foam patches so it doesn't slam close as hard if you just accidentally drop it. Then of course the hinges and some of the latches to keep it in place, and also the air scoop before installing a small vent on the side, and then putting the hood in place, and then starting on a pretty big assembly for in the front with a lot of fans, some radiators, and various other bits to make a full assembly that is installed underneath the hood and in the front nose cone. Some of these mesh pieces come with some pins to the side. They need to be bent down so they can fit inside of the holes, and then on the other side you can bend them over again to keep it in there permanently. The main assembly has now been completed. We simply just needed to install some of the air ducts on either side, a couple of clips, and could then put it into the body. On the main window surround itself, there are some side windows and also some sun visors, including the main windshield itself, which need to be installed. Those side windows and sun visors are actually movable, so you need to have some of these clamps on here to hold them in place and also act as a sort of hinge. Just simply need to bend them out a little bit carefully before you install it, and then again carefully bend it back to hold it in place. The tighter you put it, the stronger it will stay in place, and the more friction it will need to move itself. The trunk itself is also made up out of multiple components, a couple of chrome pieces here and there, a badge, and of course the license plate too, along with some hinges for on the inside. Before installing this trunk, I needed to assemble the taillights as well as per the instructions. There is a small black piece which is supposed to simulate a rubber, I guess. Then of course the chrome bezel around it and the clear red piece for the actual lens. This simply just snaps in place. Then the gas filler cap itself is a pretty cool and also a little bit of a complicated piece as it is semi-functional. The actual cap has a lock on it and also some of these mechanisms in it to make it hinge and work a little bit. Some of them need to be pried open and then carefully pressed in place with a bit of finesse for it all to work. But once it is completed, the actual top half opens up and you can see the inside of the gas filler itself. And then there is also a small locking mechanism which simply just hinges over the top half of the cap, and that keeps it shut. With the trunk itself now installed, the inside of the trunk also needed a little bit of work before it could be installed, as that is where some of the wires and the main circuit board are hidden. I simply just screwed it in place and then added all the wires on top of it and needed to route them specifically, so that took a bit of time, but eventually it worked out really nicely. The inside of the trunk is a bit bare bones. There are a couple of components for the fuel system, I think, right here, and also a couple of hoses which need to be attached to this as well. A bit more wire routing and also organizing needed to be done before this full assembly could be installed. Just like the taillights, the front indicators and also main headlights needed to be assembled as well. There is a chrome piece surrounding it and also backing it to make it nice and reflective, and the same goes for the main headlight buckets themselves. They just simply need to be snapped together, then press fit in place, and the larger headlights themselves also needs to be held in there with a screw. So for now, that finishes off most of the exterior work, and we can move on to finalizing the chassis pieces. A couple small detail pieces needed to be added underneath, and also a couple of structural pieces for the steering and suspension needed to be assembled before I could move on and installing the main chassis into the body itself. With all the hoses, wires, and other reservoirs now connected and put in place, we can move on to putting the chassis, engine, and the rest of the body together. This was quite a finicky job as all of the wires needed to be connected and routed perfectly in the center so they didn't interfere with all the other assemblies, and the same goes for the engine block, the firewall, and some of the wheel wells also needed to go alongside of each other, so that was a bit of a job which couldn't really be shown on camera itself. As I didn't really want to break anything, I just took it out of shot and gave myself a little bit of room and time to put it all together correctly. Once that was said and done, I could move on to finalizing the engine bay itself. There were still a couple of hoses that needed to be put in place, and also some wires that needed to be routed correctly, simply just snapping them in place and pushing them through some holes here and there. All the pieces in the engine bay have now been buttoned up, so it was time to put the side exhausts on as well, and then install the wheels and tires. With the knockoffs now magneted into place, I could move on to finishing this build off by simply just showing you all of the small details around the model. It was a super enjoyable build. It took quite a while to assemble all of it. To be fully honest, it took a couple of days in total, which I wasn't really expecting, as some of the other builds really don't take as much time, and some even more time. So it's a bit different with every one of these builds. Nonetheless, very enjoyable, didn't really run into any problems whatsoever. Some of the materials could have been finished off a little bit better in my personal opinion, as they simply were just left in bare black plastic and would look a bit better if they were actually painted. But then again, if I would paint and detail every single part on all of these builds, they would take about 10 or 20 times as long. I simply don't have the time to do that on every single one of them. This one was painted in my dream spec, so I didn't really want to do that, and most of the components are all hidden and will never be seen again. So for this one, I kept it nice and simple and just enjoyed myself with the assembly process itself. On some of the other ones, I will take it a bit further. But that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video series, and in the future I will be doing a video combining all these separate videos as well, but then speeding it up a little bit, but that will be further down the line. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time.